Max, congratulations, your sixth podium finish, a really solid start and a good defence at the end. Were there any moments where you thought that Lewis might just get you?
Well, it's always difficult to say. I mean, of course, he was closing up a lot, but then, of course, when he was there, I saw that it was really, really difficult to follow. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to look after my tyres, just make sure that I have good exits out of the important corners before the long straights. And that's exactly what happened. Of course, the penultimate lap, you had a very good exit out of 14, so I was using my energy a bit, and then he tried to move into the last chicane, but I defended, and from there on, the last lap was, just bringing it home.
After Sepang, you might not think that you and Sebastian Vettel have much in common, but you have been united today by the frustration of the blue flags. Both of you very vocal. How tough was it out there, and what more needs to be done?
Well, at one point I just said, don't give the blue flags anymore, it doesn't work. But I think we need to speak about it, because it seems like the guys, I mean, I understand, I've been in the same situation last year and in the beginning of this year. You want to race, but also the other guys, who are lapping you are racing for a podium position. So I think it's you need to have a different approach to that.
Well, Daniel, what a difference a week makes. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm okay. I got excited. I was just talking about barbecue in Austin, so I got that to look forward to in just over a week. The race was, I'm not going to get too down about it. It was, I think, just circumstances today. I felt like I did what I could, but in a way I felt Raikkonen's penalty was sort of a bit of a bummer in disguise, because it then put myself on the wetter side of the grid. So you could see firsthand from Hamilton, his start was terrible, and I think that was just due to the wet grid. Mine was a bit better, but had to manoeuvre around him, and then Perez got me, and that sort of shaped our race. We lost out a lot of time to Perez. We struggled just staying close to the other cars and couldn't really overtake. Vettel was able to make quick work of me on the first lap, and then we couldn't really come through the traffic like he was able to. So, a few things we'll obviously try and work on, but I think that was pretty much that shaped the race. We sort of had traffic all the time, and then couldn't really get some clean air. So last stint, we had some clear track to start it off, and it looked like my pace was good. We were finally able to show a little bit, but I was then in sixth, a little bit lonely out there. So not a very exciting one. Obviously, I was hoping for more than sixth today, but it's racing. These days come and go. So I'll try and hold on to memories of last week.
You had a few things stacked against you. You said you were down on power this weekend, as you were last weekend. Your first pit stop, you came out behind Ericsson, I think it was. You got a bit stuck there. Then the second pit stop looked slow.
Yeah, we didn't have the cleanest race altogether. A few little things didn't work out, and I think the second pit stop, I think maybe the right front took a little bit of time. I think at that point, Raikkonen had already undercut us, so I don't know in hindsight if we could have avoided being undercut by Raikkonen. That's maybe something we could have done better. But it was just one of those races. We never really got forward momentum after the start.
Bring on the barbecue.
Yeah, diet next 7 days. Get to Austin light, lean. That way I can barbecue all week, and it'll make me go fast.
Christian, we've just seen Max on the podium. Fantastic result to get in between those Mercedes drivers again.
Amazing. I mean, he drove a really mature race, a great start, and then it was all about looking after the tyres, not taking too much out of them. And Sebastian was having a crack at him in that first stint. We managed to cover that off. And then, of course, at the end of the race, Lewis was coming on pretty strong, but he kept his head. He kept, a robust defence, and brought it home safely in the points.
Yeah, Mercedes were saying, well, firstly, complimentary about how he was smart about managing the energy and deployment down straight, but they weren't particularly keen on his moving in the braking zone. How did you see that?
It wasn't really moving in the braking zone. Basically, he was going for the defensive line into the corner. It's very tight up there. You've been up there. You're in that situation. That's the only way you're ever going to go. So Lewis should have gone to the outside, really. But, it's racing. That's two guys racing hard. And, it paid off for Max today, and he brought it home in P2.
And quickly on Daniel, not a great race for him. Was he compromised on lap one and then just recovery from there?
He struggled a little bit all afternoon, particularly getting out of turn, I think, 14 onto the back straight there. So, he's not been as happy setup-wise with his car as Max has this weekend. And it's the ebb and flow sometimes. But, nonetheless, he's still driven a strong race. He scored plenty of points for the constructors. We've extended our lead over Ferrari, and that's the most important thing for us.